That's another thing that mental health will give you. Zero motivation to do anything. Zero motivation to have a shave, zero to brush your teeth, even have a shower, nothing. I got back that night and my wife thought I was drunk. I come home early. She says, oh, you're home early? I said, yeah. I said, I've had enough of this life. And I called out to my wife. I said, Paris, here. She said, what? I said, tomorrow. I said, I start to turn my life around.
And I think if you can empathize with the biggest villain in your life and sort of scrape some of these shadows, and it makes you lighter and freer. I don't think I was leading with love, and my life has changed. You may or may not attest, but I feel like when you lead with lightness and love, you can get to the heavy easier. You know, it's much more accessible. Like anger and the rough shit is very easy. You know, it's the other stuff that feels quite difficult. You know, get an honest laugh is very hard.
You never know what people are going through internally, and that's the reason I don't just take people for granted, like especially people that's always making everybody else laugh. I'm gonna laugh with you, but when we finish, I'm gonna ask you, like, you sure everything okay? Like, cause
just
you need to talk.
It gets better. It does. Like, it don't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. It's irrational. It doesn't make any sense on paper that I could have joy in abundance in my life, that I could feel any kind of joy in my life after being what I've been. It doesn't make...
The path isn't clear. It's not...
No.
People who are struggling, they don't even know what they need. And so don't ask somebody what you can do. Find something.
If you can tap into how you can use your suffering to help other people, that is maximum joy. I always thought joy was, oh, I get this and then I'm happy, or I do this and then I'm happy, or I get her and then I'm happy, or I make that and then I'm happy, or they respect me and then I'm happy. Or I always thought happiness was to be acquired by the things I would gain from life. That's why I was always grabbing. If I knew early on that happiness actually is in me offering all of my suffering up for other people as an instructive thing, or as something that could benefit man, then I maybe would have lived my life differently. So I guess the question I would ask anybody is, how do you use your suffering to tap into your joy?